She wasn't looking for that. But I suspect she wanted to come and see this house. Okay? So I said, okay, I'll go. And she went there, and apparently there were 5 people only at the meeting. But she came back to me, she said, hey, this is a serious business. You better look into it. So I managed to scramble sometime, in the afternoons, and met with Junwen, heard a bit about what it's about. And I went back to my wife Jackie and I said, $1 million a year is a certainty. Let's do it. Okay. And that's how we got started. There wasn't really a need to do it, but I was curious if these people can be doing. Look, let's go dating lah. I mean, don't have to get married lah. Just go date first and get a free meal lah. And those days in the BOM, they actually bribe us. They have meal, they have food. Okay, so that's how I got started. Okay, now with the financial planning background, okay, it was easy for me to see that this was a fantastic financial plan. That's why I was able to write that book only 1 year after being in the business, because it was just a perfect. It was exactly what I would look for, if I could find a financial instrument. Okay, so this is my family. This is a it's quite an old picture, as Sean will tell you, and I'm looking forward to my second son coming back in May. We can take a proper family photo. Okay. Let me identify the different people. Okay, so this one is Chris. Okay, he's now 28 years old. Okay, just spent 5 years of my money in Nebraska. Then came back and decided the idea of sitting in front of a computer as an actuary to midnight isn't his idea of a game, and he just decided to do something else. Anyway, so then he's Chris, 28. Daniel is 26 now. He spent 4 years doing animal science, a bachelor's degree, and he's now going to spend another 4 years training to be a vet in medical school in the US. My daughter Gail is 24 now. Okay, so she's graduated from Singapore Management University in business, and she's working now. Okay, but just a few years back, they were all in university. Okay, we are in our 50s. Well, actually, we were in our 50s. I'm 60 now. And this is my wife Jackie. Okay, actually, I'm the lazy one. This is a Sunday afternoon. I want to sleep on a Sunday. I've been working hard the whole week, But she's the sporty one. This is her in the rugby boots, the rugby ball, but she's got horrible hair and very, very short shorts. She says, you better not show anyone this picture. So thank God for technology. This is Photoshop, huh? Okay, so that's Jackie. Okay. Now, so what's our risk profile? 3 children going through university, 2 overseas, both of us got another 40, 50 years of retirement ahead. What's our risk profile? Low or risk? Low or high? So actually, the correct term is low risk profile. We cannot afford to take. Okay? We are in a highly risky situation, but we can't afford to take risk. So we must play low risk. Okay? So 14 years ago, I got a phone call from someone who comes from a better school than me, more intelligent. And he says, hey, come and look at this. I mean, anyone could be open and say, why not? Doesn't cost me anything. Okay. But as years pass, this person I began to see this business as something that really, really worked. And you go dating, you don't mind, don't care what he looks like, what he smells like, whatever, But when he starts getting serious and starts talking about marriage, then you start looking at everything that can go wrong, isn't it? Okay? So I've been looking. Finally, I put my whole family, future at stake. There must be something that is, I find risk-free in this whole thing and rewarding enough for me not to do anything else. Okay. So it is with this kind of a background that I want you to listen to the rest of this, because previously was just a background of how I got excited, and be critical. Use your logic. Don't get emotional about this, because you really need to look at it. Is this something that really is risky? or is rewarding, and and examine the facts. Okay? Because this, to me, is your future. Okay. Now, in those days, it was quite easy for me to agree to network marketing, because there were books like this. This is a book written by Professor Charles King, a university professor, talking about the new professionals, the rise of network marketing as the next major profession. This is, what, 15 years ago, okay, from the US. And I want to read to you what he says in his foreword. He says, "We will show you how the old employment model is breaking apart. Only the foolish, complacent, or lazy refuse to see it and seize the opportunities to protect themselves and their families." So first and foremost, if you want to look at it in financial planning language, this is not about getting rich, this is about insurance, You go and protect yourself. So any fund manager, any portfolio manager, the first thing he will always do is manage the risk before getting excited about making money. That is exactly what it is. Okay. So this part here, New Skin is really, for many people, the protection part. We just want to have some passive income, a stream of income when we are old for the 40, 50 years, which keeps coming in, and we don't have to worry about money. Nothing about being rich. Okay, so that's a powerful place. And I say it's a safety net because more than 1,100 people in our company have made more than $1 million US. So it's not one remarkable person like a government scholar and all. It's really masses. It's something that an ordinary person can do. But I want to share the other perspective, that this is not just for passive income, for protection, but actually there's a big reward and a big business opportunity. Okay, so I want to just now remember, the trend is your friend. Okay, if you want to go into any business, you want to go with the trend. Okay, you agree with that? Okay. Now, if you look at life as 3 phases, the first phase is when you are studying. Then you're working until about 60, 65, then you retire, and now your retirement is can be 100, 120 plus. If you're below 30, you're going to live to 120. Okay. Now this is a busy period. The studying and work period is a busy period, isn't it? Okay. And today I say that it's even busier because of internet and globalization. Okay. I explained to you about internet. Okay. Last time your boss the customer wants to ask something, got to write a letter to you, and then the postman got to deliver. Okay, now one WhatsApp, and then you got to act on it straight away. Okay, and then with globalization, the competition from the Chinese, from people from other countries, and all that. Okay, so we got to work even harder. Okay, so with all that, with all the fact that we are busier, people are getting sicker because there are more health demands. Stress, obesity, and all that. Okay? And at the same time, people are living longer because we're also more health conscious. Okay? So you're living longer. Now, what does that result in? Okay. By the time you come to the retirement phase, the third phase, okay, you'll be working so hard down here that finally you can get to do the things that you never had a chance to do, which is basically many things to do, many places to go to. I mean, we all want to dream of traveling and all that. Okay, so this is what we want to do for maybe 40, 50, 60 years of our life. Okay. Now, if you want to do all these things at that age, you need health, you need fitness, you need zest, you need youthfulness. Agree? Yes. Huh? Okay. So let me share with you that this thing here, the desire to live well and travel and all that, was once the domain of the rich. Only when you're rich you can go to some clinic in Switzerland, spend $100,000 for some healthcare and all this. But today everyone is traveling. Everyone wants to stay healthy. It's something that the masses want. Okay? Which means what? It's a huge business opportunity, isn't it? So this part here, okay, so how you handle the fact that people are getting sicker, how you handle the fact that while some are getting sicker, they're also getting more health conscious, there are many solutions to that. Many companies are providing these solutions to look better and feel better. But in this area, where the youthfulness area, really there's only New Skin that's effectively handling this at the moment. Okay? And I'm going to share with you why I'm saying this. Okay, now this is the stock price of New Skin in 2009. Okay? I chose 2009 because this is, if you remember the last crisis, Lehman Brothers and all that, it was October 2008. The market came all the way down and then it started to recover. And this is the US stock index, the S&P 500. It grew about 25-30% by the end of the year. This is Apple, this is Google, the number one and number two most admired companies in the world. And you expect them to outperform the S&P 500, isn't it? Huh? You expect them. And this blue line here is New Skin. Okay? So some of you may be surprised and say, wow, how come New Skin just sells skincare and some supplements can do as well as Apple and Google? Okay, yeah, but I'm not surprised because I followed people like Jun Wen, you know, and Robert Howard. These guys knew what they were doing, so you know they obviously picked the right thing. But what surprised us was that in October of 2009, our stock price outperformed even Apple and Google. I mean, it's not just outperformed; it just sort of went skyrocketing. Why? Okay, because of this technology called ageLOC. And it's a technology that was subsequently featured, you know, 3 years later in a program on Discovery Channel in December 2012 on DNA. Okay. Good enough to pass the muster of Discovery Channel. It is a real discovery, a discovery about real discoveries. It's not a program about New Skin, it's probably about DNA, but they talk about, they show different pictures that are our people. Okay, so this one here is our chief scientific officer, not this guy here. Okay. And then these are some of our research. Okay. So much so that Motley Fool, which is a leading investment advisory firm, you know, calls us the Apple of the anti-aging companies. Why Apple? Because Apple is about innovation. Okay, it's about new products. Okay. Now I want to introduce a kind of innovation that we have. Okay. This is a product that's going to be coming out this year we call it Y-Span. Actually, it's Youth Span, but there are some countries you cannot say youth. You know, like old people can become young, make all these kind of claims. So we just call it Y-Span. So the name will differ in different countries. Okay. But in this region, it's called Y-Span. And this one is able to promote our youth span. Youth span is the number of years you're able to live younger. So it's not how long you live age-wise. It's, you know, how long you can live young with youthfulness. And the thing about this product is that it recognizes that as we age, it's every part of the body ages. You know, and so this chart just shows that all the different parts of the body, okay, are deteriorating. Okay. And what the company has chosen is it's chosen a blend of natural ingredients that's nearly impossible to obtain from diet alone. Okay. I got the product ingredient list, and there are products that are very, very special products, but you won't just be eating out there in a hawker center and find these components inside of there. So they put together like an assembly of superheroes, you know, to come and help you fight this war against aging. Okay, so I mean, it's that kind of science that goes behind it. You know, many years of research into this. Okay, and it says basically the product helps you to live younger, longer. Like for a tree to grow up strong, you will need sunlight, air, and water. Y-Span will give you the anti-aging ingredients to help you defy aging, allow you to extend the healthy days of your life. That's what we want. We don't want to live longer if we're not healthy. Okay, so it's products like this. So you know, with ageLOC, we've come up with these innovative products. It's just like, you know, Apple came out with the the iPod, and then iPad, iPhone, and then the watch. You know, and what happens is we launch these products only at what we call an LTO, a limited time offer. That means every 2 years, at a limited time offer, we launch this thing. Now, why is it limited? It's limited because in limited time, you don't buy during this window of time, sorry, no more until next year. Okay? And you can only sell limited numbers. Each person can only sell certain numbers. Okay? So if I want to sell more, what do? I need to recruit more people so that my team can sell more. Okay? Which is why we say this helps us build. We need to build a long-term organization. So this chart shows the recruitment. Okay? The strategy when an LTO comes, I need to recruit people. Okay, so that I have more people who have the rights to sell this thing. Okay? So it's a very effective strategy because the top monthly commission, at the first LTO in 2012 was 1.3 million US dollars, Singapore account, 1.3 million US dollars for 1 month sales. Second one was 800 over 1,000. I mean, it's not bad if just for a business, you set up shop, you make this money, Okay, so it's a great business opportunity. Okay, but of course, it doesn't stop there. If you want to do just this, it's fine. But you can carry on as your organization gets bigger because you built it up. Then you wait for the next LTO, which is going to come in 2 years' time. And so the next one was in 2013. Okay, and person made about $1 million again. So I said, if we come back to this chart, I said, these people here, they need health, fitness, zest, need usefulness, they need youth span, isn't it? Okay? And youth span is coming out, the LTO is just a few months away, September 2015. Okay? Just enough time for us to start building our organization to make use of this LTO, at least get some experience with it, because there will be another one, 2017. Okay, another one. There's a pipeline of products coming. Okay. So that's a great business opportunity. Okay, so I said trend is your friend, and we talked about the baby boomers, and you saw the trend when the baby boomers were first born. It was baby food, then it was early education, and then it was housing, and then it was all the toys they play with, cars and all that. And now these fellas are growing old. So this is a huge market, isn't it? The aging population is a huge market, especially in this part of the world. So I say this is too big a target to miss. Okay? For traditional businessmen, you need to find the right business to go in. Otherwise, this one is, it's a no-brainer. Okay? And I tell you that this is a long-term business for ordinary people. So many times we see a business, we say you've got to be special, you've got to have this. This one, ordinary people can do this, and that's why I'm excited about this. Because I'm not really excited in my sponsor Junwen getting richer. He's really rich enough, I'm interested in my friends, my family members, okay? People I don't know. For no reason, I don't know you, I will help you have a better life. I'm interested in that. But these are ordinary people, and this is a business for ordinary people. Now, why did I put Lee Kuan Yew's picture down there? Because we started with Lee Kuan Yew. Because, he's just a remarkable one. They all say there will never be another one like him. I'm not asking you to come and build another Singapore so that you have to be a person that you're one in a century. I'm saying, no, you can have the same result in building a huge organization, because it's the vehicle, you're using leverage, you're not using yourself. Why am I? Sorry, my slides are okay. So I'm coming. This is an article in Forbes, August 2014. It asked this question: would you join a multi-level marketing company for retirement income? Okay. So the big issue always with MLM is about retirement. Okay, it really solves the problem. And this person says, I believe that the entire industry is poised for explosive growth and can be one of the most significant solutions to America's current retirement savings crisis. Okay, so it really solves the problem. Okay, but in this article, this person talks about the many personal aspects of retirement that are rarely discussed, let alone planned for. Okay, so the retirement income thing is people always talk about, but there are other aspects. Okay, and I want to share with you why multi-level marketing companies are successful, because they help people satisfy a number of important human needs, including feeling significant, having connections, learning something new, and making a difference. I've heard people in network marketing say again and again, I'm doing this because I'm meeting amazing people, making so many connections, and I feel so good about myself. Okay. Now, this money thing, you only need so much money. Okay, especially as you grow older. I ask you to go to roller coaster a few times, you go say, please. I ask you to eat, two rounds of the makan, you say, please. So you don't need that much money. You want to have a reason to live, and this business gives you that. Okay. So those of you who think that you've got enough money, there's more to old age than money. Okay, especially when it's 50 years of life. And then on the same note, this again, we talk about the Chinese, Economist 2014. This is the middle class yearning to breathe free. More of the middle classes are living in search of a cleaner, slower life. This person talks about their daughter is Chinese. She wanted a less stressful education than the one he and his wife endured in their climb to the middle classes. And he wanted to leave space for fun. This is the Chinese, want to leave space for fun. The middle class Chinese seeking not better opportunities or political freedoms, but a better quality of life. Okay. People want a better quality of life. They want freedom, time freedom to be with the people they love, go and do the things that are matter, other than just having to fight to earn another dollar. Okay. And this Chinese lady says, in China, I feel life is just work, she says, it's not life. Okay. And I know many young people today, they look at their parents, they say, I don't want to work 80 hours a week, and then and then end up in a situation where I don't have enough, and my children don't know me, and all that. Okay. So people are looking for that, all ages. Okay. So, we're looking for a better vehicle. Okay. This is a cyclist, and you recognize him with the yellow jersey. This is Lance Armstrong. Okay. I mean, say what you want about him, he was a good cyclist, better than me. Okay. But however good he is, whether he's taking assisted by drugs or what, he cannot be faster than me in my old Honda Accord, isn't it? And that's what we're just looking for, a better vehicle than what we're doing now. And while we're looking at this better vehicle, I always tell people, let's not just think short term, just the LTO maybe, which is exciting. Let's have a long-term goal. This business, why can't it be a long-term business? Why can't it be a global business around the world? Which now, if you manage your business, I can't imagine, in another country. But this one can be a global business that we can pass to our children. I mean, as a Singaporean parent, I don't know about here, but I really worry for my children. How can they afford to live? Okay, and the thought of them having to take care of me, you forget about it. I'm lucky if I don't have to take care of them. So if I can have this business that I can, pass on to my favorite child, it would be fantastic, isn't it? Okay, so with that in mind, I want to just now pass over the time to back to Sean. We'll then introduce the next person who will talk a bit about the company, give you a bit of the details. Okay, thank you, Sean.
Thank you, Dr. James, and please give him a round of applause. He'll definitely be coming back. He's the main speaker for today. The second speaker that I'm going to introduce to you is actually sort of my second mentor in KL. Okay, Blue Diamond Hong Kong, he's the leader of Main KL, and I think that he was the fourth guy that I met before I came into this business. And it was just out of randomness, out of sudden, and decided to call him Hong Kong, are you free to meet up? And he hasn't met me before that. And the reason why I called him up, because I really needed the book that Dr. James written right over here. Alright. If any one of you have not read this book or have not ever heard this book, for me, this was the book that actually changed my perspective of multi-level marketing. And I will not say it's a good book, but it's definitely one of the best books that I've ever read. Okay, so if you have not grabbed your copy, it will be sold outside 35 bring it today. And feel free to get Dr. James' signature on it. All right. Okay. And back to Blue Diamond Hong Kong. Here is one tremendous leader. He used to be a tour guide before he decided to join New Skin Business. And he will definitely share you his personal story later. And it was also a very coincident situation where how he came into this business. And of course, he always led by example, showing up for events, no matter how busy he is or how packed his schedule is. And without further ado, let me pass the stage to Blue Diamond Hong Kong.
I'll give a big hand to Sean. Apa khabar semua? Yeah, so this is what I do in the bus. So as a tour guide, I talk to 30, the maximum is 40 people. So last time, prior to New Skin, I also hold a mic in the bus with 30 people. But now I hold a mic in front of a lot of people. So is that a big difference? So prior to New Skin, this is my pretty wife and that's me. And as a tour guide, right, we receive tips, isn't it? Yeah. But after venturing into the New Skin business, now every year New Skin gives us a free trips and we give tips. So is that a big difference, right? So last time we had a tourist guide, but now we tourists. So actually, this is what really struck me. This is a very short introduction why I also attracted to New Skin business, because New Skin is not new, over 30 years old, 1984. What really excited is they started with only $5,000 capital, but in 30 years their revenue topped to $3.2 billion. Okay, so and then Southeast Asia, we are sitting in the gold mine here. Southeast Asia, we are growing the fastest in Southeast Asia. You know why? You know why we are sitting in the gold mine? You don't do anything, our market will become, will be captured by other people. Because Malaysia, we can speak a lot of languages. And we have a lot of local India here, which India is going to open next. Am I right? So if we don't talk to our friends, our neighbor, Singaporean, is coming in. And we are probably listed in New York Stock Exchange and all these, Dr. James already talked. And what really, when I first started, there's no TRA, there's no weight management. It's only skincare, where we put the mask on the person's face and ask him to, you don't talk, and I talk. And after 15 minutes, you wash the face and you can see the half face different and say, wow. So that's how James, Chia, all of us started with skincare. And when New Skin started TRA, the first weight management, so I think, wow, that's amazing. Because skincare, sometimes people don't notice my face, half face different. But if I lost weight, 36 inch, just waistline to 30, 29, is that far away people can see? Yes. So faster, isn't it? And not only I transformed 6 years ago, and I maintained it for 6 years. No rebound. And the best thing is, I built up my muscle, and also, my hemorrhoid, I don't have to worry about hemorrhoid. Last time I cannot eat chili padi. And after this program, I can eat chili padi because, I don't have to worry about my hemorrhoid. Okay? And actually, I started TRA 2 years later. My wife was the first one to take it. My wife was the first one to take TRA 2 years before me, because at that time, New Skin, Malaysia don't have TRA, only available in Singapore. So my wife took TRA 8 years ago, and 8 years no rebound. Okay, took on. This is my wife before and after. And frankly speaking, I love both, but I like this one more. Last time I say I don't like this. Oh, no. So this is really amazing. Then later on, with our transformation, we managed to help more people to transform. And one of them I'm really proud of is this one of my business builder. She's a new Ruby, Nancy Lau. And this is her before and after photo. Now this is before after 2012. And she's right now here. May I invite her to just stand and Give her a big round of applause. She looks definitely younger already. And I just heard from her story is that last time, nobody, asked her about the age and things like that. But then recently, if she post in her Facebook, someone asked her, "Are you married?" So she was like, "Huh?" So you look so pretty and things like that. So and then not only that, she's not only transformed, but her health also improved a lot. Okay, so that's why this is what is about New Skin 3.0 now, because of H-Lock with Live Gene and Stanford School of Medicine. So H-Lock is a partnership within Stanford School of Medicine, Live Gene, and New Skin. And this company, Live Gene, is already been 30 years doing research on genetics. Okay, and all their research is, it's by Science Journal, basically confirmed, so nobody can argue anymore, right? And they also have the gene chip that enables gene expression being measured. Okay, so this is simply now to make it simple. What is it all about the gene chip, right? So we have a lot of gene, in our body. So we have gene that are responsible for our youth. We have gene that activate when we get older. That's why we get old. And then we have this data over 30 years. These 6,000 of them. So the young gene, and this is the old gene. Then they come to New Skin, and then New Skin are very excited because we have the key to the data. And then we choose the ingredient 1, ingredient 2, ingredient 3, ingredient 4, ingredient 5, and so on. And then we want to look for the ingredient that can reset back to your youth gene. So right now, we are targeting the source of aging, not the signs of aging already. Okay, so this is the H-Lock. So simply to say, H-Lock is a technology. Okay, just like last time when we talked about before Samsung have Android. Okay, Nokia and Samsung, would you buy a Samsung phone without Android? I think you will go for Nokia, right? But after Samsung have Android, do you still want Nokia phone? No way, right? So this is the fact. This is the science behind the H-Lock. And Dr. James Chia has just talked about this one. And just show you a few testimonials. Now, this is the one that I really want to show. Dr. Monica Lam. This is when she started, using New Skin. This is her granddaughter, 4 months old. And then when the granddaughter grew older, 9 years later, she became younger. And definitely now she's at 71 years old. The new $1 million Super member, she looked even younger than this one. Right? So amazing. So H-Lock can talk. And then the R squared. See, look at our scientists. Okay, Dr. Joe. Can you see himself? Also transform. Okay, also transform. Right? And a lot of people have experienced like hair growth, better skin, better energy. And this is my sifu, my up, and me and James Chia and my mentor. Okay, how many of you met him? Wow. Okay, so